Well, good morning, everyone. I hope that you are enjoying a great week. That's always my prayer for you. And this morning we're going to be in Psalm 73. And in Psalm 73, I feel like we have a contrast between how we think when we don't make God's house and God's people a priority, God himself a priority, and when we do. There's some sort of an extra bonus to those that choose to connect themselves to the house of God. Maybe a better word for it is safeguard. Because as I was looking at Psalm 73, it seems like this particular psalmist has found himself in a place where he is envying the world and thinking the world is getting to do things that he can't do, and they don't seem to be getting in trouble for the sin that they're in. They seem to actually just be having a great time. And then that center verse in the psalm will help us pivot over to the understanding that that's only appearances. The enemy makes sin appear good for a season, but then those people are going to suffer the consequences of it. Plus, the believer isn't getting all of his rewards or her rewards here on this earth. We have a greater reward of connectedness to the Lord that we may not experience the residual effect of it immediately, and we may not even be blessed for all the sacrifices we make in this world, but we are blessed beyond measure in the next. Let me just read a little bit of this psalm to you this morning. Psalm 73, starting at verse number 1, it says, "Truly God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone, my steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." And so he says, I see them doing these things you tell me not to, and they don't seem to be getting punished. In fact, they seem to be getting ahead in some way. And then in verse 4, he says, "For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish." Listen to this. "They are corrupt, and they speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of full cup are wrung out to them." It just seems like everything they do, they get more, they get blessed. And then he says, "And they say, how doth God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly which prospereth in the world, they increase in riches." And so he gives his full case. He says, "God, what in the world? You said that this is the way it's supposed to be, but it appears to be that it's in a totally different way. They seem to be getting away with murder, and I get into trouble in the slightest movement in righteousness." And look what he says here. "Verily I have cleansed my heart in vain." This is the conclusion he comes to. "And washed my hands in innocency. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened every morning. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was painful for me." So there's a huge temptation. Like, God, I want to honor you, but this doesn't seem like it's supposed to be this way. And then verse 17, what I consider to be the pivot point, he says, "Until I went into the sanctuary of God, then I understood their way." And so I'm going to stop there in my reading for today. I'm going to come back to it tomorrow, but I want you to catch that. "Until I went to the house of the Lord, then I saw their way." And I think that a lot of people are living immersed in the world, and they're only seeing one side of the picture. And we know this, that when you continually add the worldly things, you slowly have no connectedness to the Lord. And what he's showing is that slide away from understanding of what it is to live for God. Live for God is not to receive all the blessings this world has to offer, although there are teachers out there that might lie to you in that way. The living for the Lord is just to glorify Him, and we live for the Lord because He's given us salvation and heaven as our home, and so we need to make the house of God our dwelling place. We need to walk with God whenever we can. We need to be in His house as often as possible, so that we won't be duped by the world. Come back tomorrow, and then we'll show you what was revealed to him as he went back to the house of the Lord. Remember that. Get back to the house of the Lord. It will help you. Tonight, 6:30, be in the house of the Lord. Have a great day.